Boys on the hunt, metal to the bone. City lights flicker when a freak calls home. No rest, no peace, just a mission's cold grind. SCP shadows will drag you when you fall behind. What we gotta chase in these haunted streets, cursed by the multi-cams in the streets. Feels like we're losing in the endless war. One man's curse leaves us bleeding sore.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new episode of Your Local Cop Probably Sucks, where on each new episode, an admittedly mediocre shooter explores the often absurd world of law enforcement state-mandated shooting qualifications. If you're new to the series, it's just that. Each episode, we pick a new state, we look up what they require of their law enforcement officers as far as annual shooting qualifications go, we write that down, we take it to the range, and we see just how bad things can get. This episode, we go to the state of North Carolina, where we have a 50-round Qual that is shot at distances of 3, 7, 15, and 25 yards with a total of 7 stages. This Qual is shot on a B-27 target. Anything in the 8 ring is 5 points. Anything in the 7 ring of a B-27 is 4 points. And anything outside of that 7 ring but still in the silhouette is 3 points. Out of a total possible 250 points, you will need 200 or 80% to pass this Qual. If you're new to the series, we have a set of rules that we always like to play by. The first one being that we will be shooting everything today with our non-dominant hand. For example, I am naturally right-handed, which means we will shoot everything today left-handed. Our second rule that we always play by is everything will be shot cold today. We will not be dry firing it the night before. There will be no warm-ups when we get to the range. This will be the first time I've ever shot this Qual, so we're pretty much flying into this blind. We're going to get to the range, look at our notes, see what we need to get done, staple up a target, and just go. Third rule that we always play by is no do-overs, no mulligans, no excuses, no boo-hoos. We have a live target cam, and you're going to see everything we see as we're shooting it in real time. So if the target's ugly, if we find a way to fail the Qual, you're going to see that, and it's just is what it is. We're gonna do it live. As far as wild cards go today, we are still shooting the sketchy aim surplus slide and barrel. Everyone I know that has bought one of these, which is only one person, but still, he killed his pretty quick. So every time we shoot this gun, I feel like it might be the last time we shoot this gun. So we're gonna see how many rounds we can get on it before that happens. Also, we found out on July 4th, we shot a match with this gun, and we found out that the RMR on top of it, the zero is way off. We were shooting about 6 to 8 inches high. I still haven't put a hard zero on that, so we're going to figure that out in real time, I guess. If y'all watched the last episode, we were hitting high with that. So we're going to try to figure that out on the fly today. I guess that's the second wild card. I don't know. Rambling aside, first wild card today is sketchy ass gun. And then our second wild card, we're just going to be shooting everything from concealment today. Because, per always, I haven't practiced that enough. For our third wild card today, we will be holster drawing all the things. So whether the paperwork calls for a low ready from the holster, doesn't matter. We're going to start everything today coming out of the holster. Okay, for our first drill today, we go up to the 3-yard line where we will draw and have 2 seconds to put 2 rounds, strong hand only, on target. We will then repeat this drill 2 more times for a total of 3 runs at it. For our second drill, we go back to the 7-yard line. We will draw, put 3 rounds on target. We have 5 seconds to get this done. For our third drill, per the paperwork, we're supposed to start from a low ready, but due to our wild card, we're going to be holstering everything today. We have 3 seconds to put 2 rounds on targets, 7 yards. For our fourth drill of the day, this is also supposed to start from low ready per the paperwork. Once again, we're going to be drawing everything from the holster today. We will put 1 round on target, reload, and then put 2 more rounds on target with our weak hand only, and we have 15 whole seconds to do this. So much time. I am super sloppy today. I've had 2 bad draws already, and doesn't matter. Just doesn't matter. For our fifth drill of the day and our final drill at 7 yards, we will draw and put 12 rounds on target. We have 20 seconds to get this done. Cool. For our sixth drill, we go all the way back to 15 yards. We will draw, put 6 rounds standing on target. Then we will assume a kneeling position and put 6 rounds more on target. It says mandatory reload. It does not specify where in the sequence we have to reload, just that we have to reload somewhere in the sequence. So I'm sure we'll go to slide lock at some point and just have to deal with it. For our seventh and final drill, we go all the way back to 25 yards. Per the paperwork, we're supposed to put 6 rounds standing on target from behind a barricade and then assume a prone position and put 6 more rounds on target. For the people that have watched my channel before, the range I go to does not allow prone, so we're just going to augment this drill to 6 rounds standing, 6 rounds kneeling. We have 60 seconds to get this done. I feel like I threw at least 1 or 2 of those last ones. Probably could have taken some more time. Clearly we have time. We got 38 more seconds of time after we were done. But I just... whatever. Still in the silhouette, so no zeros. That's cool. It's amazing, honestly. Yeah, we definitely could have took our time. There it is. All right. Cool. Let's go score. Okay, so not too bad. Not too bad at all today. So even shooting left-handed, even coming from concealment, even, coming from a holster draw on drills that didn't require it, even with a pretty janky zero, which, by the way, we did finally figure out that zero. We were still about 3 clicks high. But we walked that on in. It's actually pretty solid now, so we're doing good there. Anyways, I'm rambling again. Even with all that aside, we still pulled down a 244 out of 250, so we're batting 98% total on a qual that requires 80% minimum. So we're doing pretty good there. Which brings us to our next section. This is actually going to be a new thing we're doing on the channel. For the last couple episodes, last couple states, I've been discussing how I would change these quals and make them better, which actually brought me to, as my friend Chris would say, I had a thought here. So we're actually going to augment this drill on how I think I could improve it, and then we're going to go back and shoot it that way and see if it makes any difference. There's one stipulation on this. So all these quals so far have been shooting left-handed, and That's because for the last year, I've been on this journey to kind of become ambidextrous and force myself to shoot left-handed more. And it got me thinking, am I actually becoming ambidextrous or am I just becoming left-handed? Because ever since I've started this, I haven't really checked in on the right hand. I don't know if my actual dominant hand's diminishing at all. So the stipulation here is we're going to shoot all the quals as written from now on, left-handed. But when we go to the augmented on how I would make it a better qual, so I get a little bit of balance going on, we're going to shoot those right-handed out of a duty belt. With that out of the way, here's how I would change this qual. As far as scoring goes for this enhanced qual, so we're still going to keep the B27, but now anything in the 9 ring is a 5, anything in the 8 ring is a 4, anything in the 7 ring is a 3, and anything outside of that is a straight up miss. Misses and overtimes are down 5. And yeah, sure, we're going to still keep that 80% passing. I think that's fair. We could probably bump it up to an 85, but since it's the first time we're doing this, we'll keep that 80%. We'll see where that goes. So our first set of drills, the 2 rounds, strong hand only, 2 seconds, 3 yards. I don't really see a problem with that. So no change there. We're going to keep that as is. Ooh. 1 overtime. 1 overtime. When we go back to 7 yards, here's where I start having a real problem with this qual is I have no idea why this qual is 50 rounds. To me, it just feels like they're trying to stack as many rounds up close on target as possible so that those misses and, 4s and 3s when you get further back have less impact. Because, yeah, if you drop 1 or 2 points out of 250, that's not a big deal. If you're dropping those out of 100 or 125 points total, it's going to count more as far as your percentage goes. So the next thing I do in this qual is I would cut the total rounds in half. So now those hits have to matter. So when we go back to 7 yards, that's when we're really going to start seeing changes. And just like the wild cards, I don't know why we have these quals where we have cops starting at low ready. I think all of these should be coming out of a holster. And I do think that's kind of another cheat to like buy these officers these little half seconds and seconds to get good hits, especially when they're up close. So, first drill at 7 yards. I want to see a draw, 3 rounds, 2.5 seconds. I think that's fair. .204. Next one's going to be the same drill pretty much, except for we're requiring the holster draw still. So draw 2 rounds, 2 seconds. I still think that's more than fair. .188. Our next drill after that, we're going to stay at the 7 yards. We're going to have a draw. 1 shot, reload 2. I'm giving you 4.5 seconds. I think that's more than fair. 4.36. And then the whole draw, 12 rounds in 20 seconds, we don't even need that. That's simply an excuse for officers to stack rounds on target so they can bump their percentage up a little bit. No, we're not doing that. So after that, we're going to go back to 15 yards. We have a draw, 3, reload 3. We're going to keep the standing and kneeling. I'm giving you 8 seconds total for that. All right. And then to round out this 25 round qual, we're going to go back to 25 yards. We're still going to be using barricades, but for this one, you need 2 sets of barricades. So for our final drill, we're going to draw, put 2 rounds on target from the left side of the barricade, 2 rounds on target from the right side of the barricade. We will then move to a second cover. This is one of those it is not safe here anymore type drills. So 2 left, 2 right, move to new cover, establish that new cover, put one more round on target, and that could be from left, right, over the top, shooter's choice. With that being said, to get all 5 of these rounds off with movement, I'm giving you 12 seconds, which I think is more than generous. Lost the dot, got back in just in time. Not bad. Let's go score it. All right, not too bad. So coming out of our, let's call it the enhanced qual, we pulled down a 115 out of 125. We're still batting 92%, still well over the 80% required. We did lose 5 points there. We had an overtime. I'm actually a little bit surprised we still pulled over 90, which tells me we could actually bring those par times even further down. Because for me, typically, if I'm shooting over 80, 85% on most quals, that tells me it's time to make them harder. So we could actually probably start shaving more time off a lot of those drills, or even, backing them up. Or we could start making scoring zones even smaller. That's what that tells me. But all in all, not too bad. So that's all I got for North Carolina. I hope you enjoy this new format that we're going to try out moving forward with, actually trying out what I would change about these to make them a little bit better. I think it's going to be a fun little experiment. If you made it this far into the series or the video or both, I appreciate you. I'm still absolutely surprised that people tune into this when they come out. So you guys are awesome. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that like, comment, share, subscribe, and ring the bell, because as we know, that is the real subscribe button. And until next time, per usual, keep those wildcard suggestions coming. I'm going to keep putting up polls. We're going to figure out who's next. And that's all I got for now. So until next time, y'all be safe out there. If you can't be safe, be careful. And if you can't be careful, you're just going to have to rizm with the tism. ADHD out.